This way, young man. Follow me. Come, the pipe's empty now. We're ready to go. This way. We need to go. I knew them both, Tom and Barbara. I had such a crush on him. Such a beautiful man. I was jealous. There was a part of me that was maybe a little glad when she had the accident. And then Tom started writing and woke the darkness up. He tried to bring her back, but you can't do that. There are no free rides like that.
I'm starting to realize that.
In that case, young man, perhaps you're a smarter man than Tom was. The witch looked like her, but it wasn't. Barbara was sweet. He didn't understand until it was too late. He tried to undo it, wrote himself, her, everything he'd ever written out of the world. Oh, he was so famous. And afterward, no one knew. Oh, Tom. He left only one thing behind in my care, in case it happened again. Insurance. He trusted me. Or perhaps used me a little. Tom knew how I felt. Knew I wouldn't refuse him. I built the well-lit room and put it there. It's been waiting for you. We are characters trapped in a story you have written, and none of us will survive to see the end of it if the darkness isn't stopped. She'll twist the story to her own dark ends.
How do you know all this?
Tom, that's the way he wrote it. He still talks to me, you know, in television, from beyond, from below. We have both been touched by the darkness, young man. He saved us both with light, but the darkness stays with you. Leaves a stain. This pipe will take us directly to the well-lit room.
Okay, I need to call my friends, tell them where we're going.
Hello? Al!
Barry, we're headed to the dam in one of the pipes. Meet us there.
Okay, I'll tell Sarah.
It's Sarah now?
Whoa! No! For the sweet love of...
Barry! Barry! We gotta go see if they're okay.
They're probably dead. You must reach the well-lit room. This is no time to be a selfish idiot.
That's my best friend.
Well, be a fool. I'll use the pipe. I'll meet you at the dam if you make it.
What did she expect him to say? Did she honestly think he would be like, no, okay, fuck my friends, let's do it, let's
I
go.
didn't have to worry about her.
Look, she's been in a war mindset since the 70s, you know? The war never ended for her. She is basically...
The war never ended.
She's the old lady version of the Punisher.
That's really good. I'm just imagining her with a gun that shoots knives, killing the Taken with it.
Thomas Zane knew he had to remove all that had made this horror possible, including himself. That was the only way to banish the dark presence he had unleashed and now looked at him through the eyes of his dead love. But he also knew that despite his best efforts, it might someday return. So even as he wrote himself and his work out of existence, he added a loophole as insurance, an exception to the rule. Anything of his stored in a shoebox would remain.
Anything of Thomas Zane stored in a shoebox, huh?
Thank God we're finally gonna get to walk a mile in Thomas Zane's shoes. I had no idea that Thomas Zane had such tiny, dainty feet.
That's actually interesting that they said a shoebox, for a reason that I will explain at the end of this episode, because I actually really like that specific line. But in the meantime, let's fight some more birds. Honestly, you don't even need to fight these birds. You really can just run away from them, but this episode would be a really weird length if I didn't fight the birds.
It would be some strange pacing. Plus, you picked up, like, all the batteries in the world.
Yeah, exactly. I have the supplies. I might as well use them.
It's because
That
you were in the
happens-
Punisher cave.
Yup, exactly. Well, no, we're not yet. We're on our way there. That's what the well-lit room actually is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's where she keeps her racks and racks of military-grade, light
Flashlights. We could have said so many things there. Like, so many, like, actual, like, military things, but I don't know anything about anything military-related, so I just said flashlights.
I don't think that she would carry guns. I think that she would just have, like, I don't know, like those Cobra Hood strobe light attachments that, that are so tactical.
Well, and that's the thing, right? So far, we have used guns to defeat the Taken after removing the darkness from them, but the flashbangs do show that you don't actually need a gun. Like, if the light is powerful enough, you can make them fuck off without it.
What if you just use like a camera flash? Oh man, I really feel like I want to think way too hard about this.
As far as I could tell,
Right, yeah, I know. It's such an interesting concept that the game does nothing with. It's so annoying.
This is why Thomas Zane gave us fanfic.
You know what? Thanks, Thomas Zane.
Praise Thomas.
Thomas be praised.
That's right. Thomas be praised. Barry, you missed, you dipshit.
I appreciate that Alan calls for Barry first and then Sheriff Breaker.
He loves Barry. Barry's his best friend.
I love Barry too.
Barry's his best and only friend.
God, what a sad life that would be.
What do you mean?
to have your agent be your only friend.
Well, you know, if you're an unpleasant sack of shit like Alan Wake, I suppose you gotta be grateful for what you have.
I guess that's true. And I mean, he is getting better, right? Like, do you think that at the start of this game, Alan would have saved his friends?
No, I think he probably would have said, "This is intolerable," and then demanded that Barry, have a helicopter fly in to take him out of here.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
I knew you'd be all right.
How's that?
The flaming eye of Mordor.
Laugh it up, funny man. Didn't we have somewhere to go?
Weaver will meet us at the dam.
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. Double middle fingers to her.
Yeah, that's right.
But what I think Alan has learned from this experience, if anything, is don't leave people in the dark.
Hey guys, don't mind me, just finding this secret cache of luminous of lights. I'm a writer.
I wonder... I'm a writer, I said, without a hint of irony.
I'm a writer, I said, as my aphasia kicked in. Sorry, I didn't mean writer, I meant tedious douchebag. Oh, gracious.
I'm a writer, I said. Don't mind my erection.
Most of you running uphill while a crazy bunch of demon hicks try to take your head off with an axe. You know your helicopter crash landed in Night Springs.
What if Alan Wake wanted to do that? Like, do you think he would, like, even use Sony Vegas? Do you think he would just, like, scan in, like, the covers of the novels and then use, like, Windows Movie Maker?
Irrelevant. He'd make Barry do it.
Do you think Barry would use Windows Movie Maker?
I think he probably would. You know what he'd probably do? He'd probably buy, like, Adobe Premiere, but then he would, fuck up the encoding so that the video was 36 gigs.
Oh my god, I did that once.
Al, it's taking forever to get this on the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
You gotta upload it, man. You gotta upload it so that people enjoy my retrospective.
Was that it?
I forgot to set it to unlisted, and now your new novel has broken street date. No! He said, Alan's like, "You're fired, Barry." And Barry, like, it echoes in his head like, "Fired, fired, fired, fired." Barry like spirals into darkness like a cartoon character. No!
The worst part is when he ends up getting a copyright strike from Poets of the Fall. And he's just so indignant about it. Yay!
I got one for this video.
Oh boy.
So my second idea for that music video thing was to just cut away to the actual music video they made. But I have a feeling that if I did do that, I would no longer have a YouTube account, so I decided against it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Well, it's time to defend our position. Again.
Alright.
It's like I said, there hasn't been enough of that in this episode yet, I guess.
I'm just really glad that Alan Wake, doesn't shy away from such trite conventions as waiting for a very slow elevator.
I hit the button a bunch, but it didn't seem to make it go any faster.
It's okay, this will be great. I saw it on TV Tropes.
Ugh, do you think Alan Wake browses his own TV Tropes page to be like, yes, feed my lust for cliches?
You know that he's a compulsive self-Googler.
Ooh, yeah, I bet he is, actually.
Like, he's always, name searching himself on Twitter to see if anyone's saying anything mean about him.
Hashtag Alan woke.
That's right. Hashtag Alan weak, more like.
Ooh, got him.
Yeah. What, Granola, could you do any better? I don't think so. Hit the button, Barry. We out. Let's bounce.
Mic drop. But actually don't drop it because I don't have the money for a replacement, so.
We're almost there. There's an entrance into the dam at the top. What's the plan, Wake?
Well, Weaver's crazy, but she's got something Zane left behind. Something to fix this.
Gee, could you be a little more vague?
Thomas Zane? Seriously? Might as well be Paul Bunyan or Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, he was real.
I appreciate that Thomas Zane has become a ghost story. Like,
Let's be careful, okay?
what was the ghost story? Like, oh my god, there was this mythical author, Thomas Zane.
Yeah, that's right. Kids sitting around campfires telling stories about poets who may or may not have existed.
I think something's broken. Hold the button down so we can get in.
What's going on?
We can get to the dam through here. What's happening out there?
You guys go ahead and find Weaver. She should be in the dam now. I'll have to make it alone through the top.
Okay, Wake. Good luck. Don't get yourself killed.
Ow! Please, be careful!
I'll take good care of Barry, Wake. You just look after yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, how does the lamp lady remember any of this? I don't know. Maybe the writer's ego is so strong that you couldn't allow yourself to be completely forgotten, so you had to keep little memories as a legend and a piece of shit in a shoebox. Just a relic. Did he exist? I don't know. Holy crap, if we remember him though, he must have been amazing, when in fact the dude just wrote dirty limericks for Playboy. That was his thing. He'd write dirty poems and they'd go under the erotic Shel Silverstein cartoons.
Yeah, there's a deep ocean, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right. Of ball sweat, I guess. I'm not sure.
What? It's not where I expected that to go.
No, did I misread the situation?
I think you may have, but also, you know what? Whatever.
I always do this. Granola, you fool. Oh, you're so stupid. Stupid.
Oh, speaking of stupid, the darkness is back.
Man, yep. This hydroelectric dang turned into a gosh dang. Oopsie poops.
This gosh forsaken dang.
Son of a biscuit, am I right, folks?
I know. So I don't know if people will agree with me on this. I think this might be... I don't know if this will be a controversial opinion, but I believe that this is probably the weakest episode, I think. Like, I think this game peaked with the last episode.
Well, of course it did, because you had the pyrotechnic battle and Drunk Barry.
But not just because of that. I think that the intrigue also peaked, because now the game has started to roll out, like, here's what it all is, right? But I don't know. I don't think that they do that as strongly as they did the build-up, and I think that is a shame.
Yeah, I mean, necessarily any horror story is going to be weaker once you start explaining it.
Yeah. But I think this game's execution of it is where the weakness is. Because, like, not to spoil any future events of this Let's Play, but the meta-narrative stuff is basically over now. Like, now you know that Thomas Zane wrote himself out of existence, but he only trapped the darkness, and now Alan Wake has accidentally unleashed it, and so he needs to use the darkness's power against itself to fix things.
That's right. He must write his gosh dang buns off.
Exactly. But now that you know all that, what else is there, right? Now that you know all that, all that's left is for Alan to, like, do that.
Yeah.
And I think that is where this game's shortcomings lie, is that isn't nearly as interesting as the framing.
Yeah.
This is definitely a fun set piece, though.
Yeah. It's a good take on well, that was a good take on turret sections. Now this is a good take on
This is a good take on gravity.
Yeah, let's beat feet.
Yeah, we might want to book it. It's like we've seen this in our nightmare.
That's right. Let's boogie.
I'm just gonna play some disco music for the rest of this chapter.
That's right.
Okay, maybe I won't do that, but boy, would it be hilarious.
You should just overlay the song Runaway. Or would that be too on the nose?
I should overlay like the most stock music ever. Just like you hear it at the start of every Kickstarter project. It's like tingy ukulele with like light piano, and that's it. And like
so jangly, because we're indie folks. We're sweet and innocent. We have a product to share with you.
Alan Wake kickstarting his next novel.
Oh, I decided to go with crowdfunding ever since Barry kicked me to the curb because of this adventure.
Because he decided to become the agent for fucking the old gods of Asgard.
Yeah, I mean, they're due for a comeback because they're great.
They're on a comeback tour, baby!
Hey, it's you!
Hey, everybody. Don't mind me, just struggling to survive.
You made it. Well done. I'm glad I was wrong. But it was a foolish chance to take. Don't worry about the noise. We're safe here. I have looked after the well-lit room for many, many years now. There is no shadow in the well-lit room. The power is fail-safe, and all the bulbs are numbered and changed regularly based on their make and model.
Right.
There's an old army base at Raincoat Point, north of here. It was active during the Second World War. They operated here back then. They must have built this.
Yes, they did. It's my place now. Take it, and I won't need to worry about the room anymore, because 6 and 33 and 118 need changing soon, and I don't want to climb up the ladder to change them because it's very late, and I'm tired. And if you take it, I won't have to do that anymore.
The page was autobiographical, a memory from my childhood. But I didn't write this. It was a page written by Thomas Zane. None of them were supposed to exist anymore.
Alan, 7 years old, would fight sleep to the bitter end. When he did sleep, he soon woke up, screaming, the nightmares fresh in his mind. One evening, his mother, sitting by his bed, offered him an old light switch. She called it the clicker, and flicking the switch would turn on a magical light that would drive the beast away. To imbue the talisman with all possible power, she added that it had been given to her by Alan's father. Alan never knew him, and anything of his took on mythical proportions in his mind. With the clicker firmly in his hand, Alan finally slept like a baby. Now, almost 30 years later, Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
My mind swirled. I'd given the clicker to Alice, yet it was here. Zane had written it into existence in a story I had written.
Yup.
Yeah. Like, it's fine,
gonna-
I get
I
it.
can get
Meta-narrative,
I
but
can
it's
finish
really
this.
convenient.
It's convenient, but I really like that the game throws that in there. Like, it's just one line. That's the only time that anybody ever questions that.
Yeah.
Because you have to think, right? Okay. Okay, so this all started. That's the end of episode 5, by the way. What a good episode. Even though it's
Congratulations.
probably the weakest. I think it's cool that they actually do poke at you with that, even if they don't elaborate on it, which I wish they had at least a little bit. But, like, Thomas Zane moved to the cabin with his wife, and then all that shit went down, and the lake took control of her after a mysterious accident. And then what? Like, the game never makes it quite clear. Like, did Thomas Zane write Alan into existence? Or did he just write that about Alan?
I can't believe that we are inside a video game playing as Alan Wake, who is writing the story, who wrote that he was written into existence by another writer who he himself wrote.
I know, and that's what I'm wondering is, did Thomas Zane even exist? Cause that's the part that the game never actually gets into about all this, is, like, was Thomas Zane even real? Because, like, what if Alan was the one that uncovered the Dark Presence in the first place, and he wrote Thomas Zane into existence saying that Zane discovered it before him so that he would have a way out of the story? Like what if Alan came up with Thomas Zane with writing that Thomas Zane came up with him, and that's not actually what happened? Like, it could work either way, and I love it. I think it's great. It's so cool.
Is it an egg? Is it a chicken? Is it just an egg with chicken legs sticking out of the bottom of it? Who knows?
That's the question, right? Which came first, the Alan or the Zane? God, I might make a video about a couple of ways that the story could pan out. This is really interesting to think about.
Bonus points if you do it in a lab coat with a whiteboard.
I can do it like that one fucking bald guy. Hey, what's up? Vsauce here. Hey, what's up? C-Sauce. Jacobs here. Welcome to Science Hour with C. Jacobs.
Holy Hannah. Here at the C. Jacobs Institute for Narrative Convenience.
I still stand by what I said, though. I think the game has played its hand, and now we're just making our way to the end. And I think that's a shame.
We
I
have
think
a moment of narrative inevitability here.
Yes. And honestly, I think this is the only one. Like, I think this is probably the only time the game dips like that, because otherwise it's still very strong. But, you know, it meets its match, I think, in this episode.
Yeah, just trying to get all of this explanation out of the way so that we can get back to what we really want, killing enemies and carrying around a broken piece of a lamp.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Barry, but that too.
Barry will never leave us.
Never. Barry's journey through the night will continue.
I would really have enjoyed seeing a Barry-centric DLC.
Me too. Bye, everyone!